What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am back out here in the garage. As you can see, I am getting my tackle and boat reorganized after the ABA tournament. I want to fish with my buddy Mike. Still kind of recovering from that after our second place finish there in the ABA wine region. So that was a lot of fun. It was a really tough bite. I didn't have to change too many things, but I'm fishing out on my boat for the upcoming club tournament at Clear Lake this weekend. So I have a few extra rods to take with me, but just kind of re-rigging the stuff I was using. And basically on the ABA tournament, I think I used two rods most of the day. One was my jig rod and the other was a shaky head. But I'll go through some of the other rods, kind of based on some of the baits that Mike was using as well. I kind of got some of those rigged up, but I'll kind of go through some of the baits. Kind of start with kind of some of the what ifs, if the conditions are right, something I could throw maybe first thing in the morning. And so this is my Taiwan on video for November 2024. And of course, when I'm getting my tackle ready and boat organized, I am kind of enjoying cold frosty one today. It's a Stone Hazy IPA. Nice light refreshing IPA. So sipping on that while I'm getting my tackle ready. So let me just dive into it. I got a bunch of rods here out in front of me. I'll go through those. Like I said, I was trying to start with some of the what ifs conditions. I'll maybe throw them first thing in the morning. And first thing I got here is a lipless crankbait. This is the Arashi shad, the Storm shad color. Throw that. I heard the LV bite may be picking up with this colder weather. We got a storm coming in tonight. I think it's going to rain for the next 2 or 3 days. May have a little bit of a break on Saturday. Hopefully the wind doesn't get too bad because we're launching out of Lakeport. And I'm probably going to head on down to Mid-Lake, maybe south end of the lake or something. I probably won't go all the way south like we did last time, but maybe down Rattlesnake Arm or somewhere down there, maybe Mid-Lake region. Fish some rock piles and such. But anyways, lipless crankbait. This is kind of the first bait. I will start off with another reaction bait. It's just a crankbait. This is a Yamamoto crankbait, Gary Yamamoto crankbait that I've had. Something to imitate those hitch, just kind of a small. The bait, a lot of the bait that's in the lake is fairly small, so I want to go with this kind of a medium diver, small crankbait for that. And I throw that on 12-pound CR fluorocarbon. Another one is this is again just a what if the wind picks up, the conditions are right. The Golden Mr. B spinnerbait. I had this tied up and it was in the rod locker, so I just figured I'd just leave that in there if I need it. The conditions are right, like I said. If it feels like it's a spinnerbait bite, if the wind picks up, then I'll go ahead and throw that. And of course, you can never go wrong with those Mr. B spinnerbaits. One more reaction bait here. And that is a jerk bait. So this is the Berkeley Stunna jerk bait. The water temperature is getting down probably into the low or the upper 50s. It was kind of down. I think when we blasted off in the morning, it was down close to 60 degrees and probably got up to about 63. But it's been pretty cold lately. And with this storm coming in, I expect that temperature to get down into the upper 50s at best. So you want a jerk bait that's once going to suspend. Something you can work really slow. It's not going to be a, it's not going to be a snap, 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 snap. It's going to be a jerk, jerk, pause, count 1, 2, 3, 4, jerk, pause, jerk, jerk, and then just wait. And so you want a good jerk bait that's not going to float up on you. You want to kind of just stay level or maybe even sink a little in the colder water and just work it. Your snaps are going to be a lot less aggressive, just really kind of just easy snaps on it, and just work that bait slowly and methodically. But again, you want a jerk bait, and these Berkeley Stunnas, I think they actually do sink a little bit, so you want a bait that's going to have that kind of action. It's not going to float back up to the surface when you're working it slow. So that kind of does it for the reaction baits. Everything else is kind of the bottom draggers. I got a Senko. I did catch a couple fish on a Senko, just a wacky rig, green pumpkin. Now what I did with the Senko, this may look weightless, but it's not actually. I folded Senko in half and I put in a small tungsten nail weight in the center, kind of in the hook area. And just by folding it in half, you want to find the center and get that tungsten weight in there. Gives a little bit faster fall rate. Something you can feel a little better. If you do get a little wind, you can still throw a weightless, basically a weightless Senko compared to total weightless. It just sinks a little better and you can feel the bait better. And I did catch, like I said, a couple of fish on that last time out. I took this past weekend off, had the grandkids visiting, so enjoyed the family and kind of take a break. I've been out probably, I don't know, 6 weeks in a row, so it's good to take a break. And then the club tournament this weekend, I kind of have an idea what to do. Kind of go a couple spinning rods, a Ned rig, just the peanut butter and jelly color. Saturday's ABA tournament, which was the Clear Lake region. Talked to a friend of mine who finished second place in that event, and they were throwing Ned rigs all day. But the majority of the people, I think, first place, and a lot of other people just said they were throwing jigs. So got a couple jigs on here. Of course, the Mr. B jigs, a couple different colors, football head jigs, brown with a little bit of purple, little beaver type trailer on there, small, compact, little smaller. And of course, the one that got me the 6-pounder up there at Clear Lake is the Mr. B sprayed grass color, and I got that Rage Tail Crawl on there for that. This is just a 1/2 ounce jig, football head. The Rage Tail Crawl, what I'm doing, this is when I just took off, is I don't leave it whole like this. You can see it. That's kind of the whole bait. I just pinch off the 2 top segments of the bait and then thread that on, so it makes it more of a chunk, a little smaller, more compact. It fits on the jig a little better than having the big long trailer on there. So that's been working for me. So of course you gotta stick with what's working. And then got a swing head jig. Mike was throwing the swing head jig. So kind of got the same thing. This is a football head, wobble head, swing head jig with the EWG hook. And this is the Rage Crawl. And this is the California Crawl color, a little darker. Something a little different, you know, that I don't normally throw these baits, but you know, it's been working. Just dragging them slow on the rocks. Another bait here is the Dark Sleeper. We caught some good fish on the Dark Sleeper. I think the last 10 minutes of the day, Mike caught a 6-pounder, which I think was our big fish at a third big fish of the tournament, a 616 on a Dark Sleeper right before we had to take off. So definitely got to have that tied on. And one I kind of missed here is the reaction bait is chatterbait. Just a green pumpkin chatterbait. This has a little bit of gold flake in it with a Yamamoto Zaco trailer. Again, I can fish that up high in the water column, let it sink, get fish down in the water column, see if there is some kind of reaction bait. So that's kind of the last reaction bait. Just got a couple more here. Drop shot, nothing, you know, nothing new there. 10-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon on the drop shot. You know, purple's always good up there, the Margarita Mutilator. 6-inch robo worm for that one. And then last but not least, this is the bait that I've been having some success on as well. It's a shaky head. I love throwing a shaky head. This is a Woo Tungsten shaky head with the EWG hook with the Biospawn plasma tail worm. This is kind of like the sprayed grass color, similar to the jig. It's got the green, the purple on there, a little bit of green flake as well. And so that helped our limit out throughout the day, throwing the shaky head. So I think that's it. I got a swim bait in the Huddleston swim bait in the box. Probably won't bring that out, but you never know. Maybe if we get a limit and I'm seeing fish on the graph, maybe I'll throw that for a little bit. But Probably not. Probably just stick to Dragon Bottom with the jigs, the Wobble Head, Dark Sleeper, and the Shaky Head. Probably be my go-to baits for most of the day. So that is it. Thanks again to Mr. B for the lures. And thanks to my partner Mike for the ABA tournament. We got off until next February, which is the next ABA next year. So looking forward to that. And I think that should do it. So thanks for tuning in. Cheers to you. Happy fishing, and we'll see you on the water.